Hi everyone, it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and I want to start by saying thank you for watching the videos and reaching out and commenting and everything, because it's really great inspiration for me to know that I'm not just talking to a camera when I make these videos. I used to teach in a classroom of at least 35 kids every day, and you get the reception right away, but through the camera is a different story. I've taught myself to prepare for the delayed reaction, and when it comes, it's just really sweet. And when I presented at the conference in Kentucky, SoapCon, this reception was immediate too, and I really liked that a lot as well. But I wanted to tell you that making the videos is also another way to kind of get in touch with myself, because many of the times that I use color, I'm just kind of going by gut instinct, and I don't actually put it on paper and talk about color theory to myself. It kind of comes natural. So to see myself actually explain the color that's going on helps me to understand myself. It's been really helpful to solidify what I do, I guess is what I'm saying. So anyway, today is another essential oil soap, and I'm going to put some pastels in it because I think it'll bridge the gap into spring. But I also wanted to stay true to the scent itself. So it is lavender, mint, and lemongrass. So I keep those sources in mind when I put the colors together as well. But there's also a nice teal that I found that I've been waiting to use in the soap. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's my palette of watercolor ovals, and I've already put a little dab of water in each of those to start getting it dissolved and ready for me to use. And I have my white that came from a separate tube, something like this. This one is Designer's Gouache, and it's a little expensive, but if you can find a white watercolor, that would work really well too. So let me tell you where I got the idea for this soap. First, I think it always starts with the scent for me. I smell that and I can basically picture the colors, and if I know the source of those scents, for example lavender, then I know I'm going to be using a lavender or purple in the soap. But I kept that in mind for this soap because it does have lavender in it. But I also got this teal, tropical teal from Nurture Soap, and I really want to use it. So I want to integrate that color into the soap too. So I'm going to start with the purple, and I did know that I didn't want really dark purple. So it's basically pastel. So I already had white on my brush, and I think that's a really nice, strong pastel. It could be a lot more white in it, which would make it a very much more watered down purple. But I think that's what I would really want. But I didn't want just a straight purple, so what I'm going to do is do an in the pot swirl with some red, which will make that a pink. I want it a little stronger. It needs to be strong enough to compete with the purple. That looks really good together. And the reason why those two look together is, number one, they're both pastels, and they are also analogous colors. They both share red, so I know they're going to be compatible. And I just said that they're both equal in strength, and they don't need to be. This could be a really dark purple, or this could be a really deep red, and it would still work well together because it does share a common color. Just depends on where I want the contrast. And I'm going to have contrast by the use of green in this soap too. Not a bright green, but I'm using alpine green from Nurture Soap, but I'm going to use a little bit of activated charcoal to make it less bright and darker, but not that dark. Something like that. Then I'm also going to use some lime green, which you have a limited amount of colors like I do on this palette. Lime green is essentially a yellow green. And I didn't used to show all my mixing and how I come up with the colors for the videos, but I think it might be useful. If it's useful, let me know. If not, I won't do that. I'll have all my colors mixed ready to use. Then I'm going to use another color. I'm going to have white in this also, so there's a lot of colors in this one, but I'm going to have a teal, and basically teal turquoise is a combination of green and blue, but I want it to be a pastel version of that, so I need a little bit of green. That's pretty close to what I want. Maybe a little bit more green. You heard me say in my previous video that if you're mixing colors, not so much with watercolors here, but with soap, it's good to start with the white and then add your color to it so that you can cut down on how much mica you're using. I used too much green. I'm going back and forth now. There, that's a nice teal, but now it's not pastel enough for what I want. I think that's pretty close. I think you get the idea of what I want. So I'm also thinking ahead to soap season crossovers where some of the soap, especially if you add to the curing time from about this point in time, I want to get ready for spring colors as well. So I do have the green and red that will tie into the holiday theme, but also the pastelness of this is pastelness, I guess I can say that, will also make it look like spring colors. So that is the color scheme for this soap. That has eucalyptus, it has mint, it has lemongrass in it also, so all those colors will suggest those scents also. So let's get on with the making of the soap. Okie dokie, let me blend the oils in my kaolin clay. Okay, everything's about 100 degrees. And I like to blend this part up really well because I can get everything blended really well before the lye gets in there. This is the lye and silk. Just emulsify this. And actually I will get my fragrance in there as well. And that's a blend. Okay, so here I have 3 different kinds of green. Just a little bit of this pink and a little bit of this flare violet, because those are going to be combined in the pot swirl. And this is I believe it was a lime green. And then the rest is going to be white. If this isn't white enough, I'm going to add a little bit of green, just because I didn't want it to be an off-white. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to stir these a little bit first. That's not quite purple enough, as you've heard me talk about before. If you don't put enough of that in with the yellowing of the soap batter, it's going to turn out to be a gray purple, and that's not what I want. And that is better. So now let me blend everything up, starting with the white. Followed by my lighter green. And my lime green. Purple. So that's a real subtle purple, but it may have been too gray for me had I not added a little more of that mica. Saved it for last. I added a little bit of activated charcoal to darken this green a bit. Okay. So let's get to the pouring. I think the first thing I'm going to do is to combine my pink and purple, like in the pot swirl. Just add that on there. Maybe save a little bit of that purple for the top later on. And do the little tiny bit of a spin in there. And then I'm going to add some dark green to the sides. With some of this lime green on the side as well. Light green in the middle. And then I'm only going to put this pink-purple mix on the sides because I'm going to do a hanger swirl as well. I'm going to add white on the sides. More of the pink. Let me stir that just a little bit. It pours nicer that way. Get some of my lime green in the middle as well. Basically making this up as I go, but I did know that I only wanted the pink on the sides. A little bit of green in here too. It's basically my idea is to integrate that pink throughout this mainly green soap with my hanger afterwards. So now I'm ready for some white. Finishing up with most of the green in the middle to make the whole loaf level. It looks sort of sloppy now, but I'm pretty sure this is going to work. This is a real fresh scent with eucalyptus, peppermint, lemongrass. This light green should bring that middle column level with the two sides. I think I'll take out the dividers now. Off camera, I'm scraping the dividers into my bowl of white soap batter, and it'll be striped and ribboned with that when I pour it in on the top. So here's what the white soap batter looks like with the scrapings from the dividers, and I'm just going to put that on top, some of that. Now I'm going to swirl each side of this loaf toward the center. So I went that way. Now I want to go this way. And get the rest of the soap on top there. I like seeing all those little pastel swirls in the top of the soap right now. This color is beautiful. I'm going to do a chopstick swirl to swirl these colors once everything's in there on the top. And finally this purple. This is one of the Nurture soap flare mica, so as I look at it, I can see the beautiful shimmer in it. Okay. So there is my chopstick. Let me tap that down. Okay, so there is this soap, whatever it's going to be called. Very fresh and herbal because of the mix in there. And I was going to do a more natural line with the essential oils being the only thing that had, you know, pure white soap. But I couldn't resist putting colors and things, so you know me. And let's see what this looks like cut. This is my second cut. The soap. I want to really remember what colors were inside there, because it's cured for about 3 days. And I wanted to tell you what micas I used too. So this is an alpine green. This darker one is the alpine green mica, with a little bit of activated charcoal to darken it up a little bit more. And I only used a little bit. If you use too much activated charcoal or any black mica or colorant, it's going to turn black. So it's just a little bit. And then this one is 4-leaf clover. And these are all by Nurture Soap Supply. And I added a little bit of titanium dioxide to that. The white is titanium dioxide. The pink is Pink Vibrance. And the purple is Wisteria Purple, all from Nurture Soaps. I like the way they came out. It's one of like fantasy colors. Reminds me of trips to Disneyland, the fantasy land area, mid-century colors they used. Kind of enchanting to me. So I like how this is a bright soap. I like the color separation because of the dividers before I did the hanger swirl too. And this also mentioned the purple area as just a flat purple because it was combined with the pink vibrance. You have a more lively looking area in the purple bits. And I like that too. And it smells great. This is a mix of eucalyptus, mint, and lemongrass. It smells really fresh. The colors look fresh. Yeah, I really like how these colors are working together. There's a particular look to the swirls because I tried to do a symmetrical swirl, so there is definitely a middle to the swirl. And you can see basically that there's a swirl this way and there's a swirl that way. And you saw me do that in the video. I'll just do a couple more cuts. 2 more cuts. And call that quits because they're generally the same. Glad that all the colors show up in all the soaps. And if you get a chance to look me up on Instagram too, I tend to put a lot of photographs in there of things that just catch my eye, and I realized by starting that Instagram account that really it's what I look at in nature and when I'm out and about that really influences my use of color. So if you want to see my influences, look me up on Instagram. Just look for Vibrant Soap. Just took a trip about less than an hour north of San Diego, saw some dolphin, great restaurants up there, there's a meditation garden, and it was a great trip. A lot of nature. Alright, this is Clyde at Vibrant Soap. Thanks for watching again, and thanks for looking at the website. And I'm trying to make a lot of soap now because the website's selling out, which is a good thing, but also a scary thing. And thanks for watching and writing those comments to me. And catch you later. Bye, everybody.